Over 82,000 followers strong, Kuber is reporting to you today about Bitcoin ETFs getting a secondary review, the ones who got rejected, and a couple other high profile news stories. So let's get into it. All right, you guys know Venezuela's going down to trash. It's very interesting to see the US debt going up alongside a lot of other important countries back tagging up on that. But guys, Bitcoin has been approaching $6,700. A couple days ago, it hit $6,900 and BitMEX had a little bit of something to do with that. You see, within a couple minutes, really, Bitcoin jumped from 6,400 to 6,900 on BitMEX, and people were like, well, something sketchy is happening there. By the way, BitMEX has just rented out supposedly the world's most expensive office in Hong Kong. In Hong Kong, the real estate and the offices are especially expensive due to the fact that the government is leasing them out, and there's like this bidding auction style thing. So BitMEX has rented out the top office. You also have KuCoin offices in Hong Kong. Hong Kong's great for business, however, it's a little much for a crypto exchange. I mean, whatever. At the end of the day, their money. Hopefully, they're investing it well. That's probably a horrible investment, but we'll see. Maybe that's a good sign. If they can afford it during a bear market, then, probably a bull market's coming up along the way. Or they're manipulating the market. That's probably what's going on. They're manipulating the market and they're super happy about it and they're making a bunch of money. A lot of people supposedly lost money because in order to make money, there's a lot of others who have to have sell orders coming through. And BitMEX's leverage, a little weird. A top executive of BitConnect from India has been arrested, while another interesting influencer who flew from Thailand to America, he got busted in America, got straight away arrested at the airport for involvement with BitConnect. He was actually one of the reasons that Trevon James got into it. He was inspired by this individual, but that's BitConnect. See you, goodbye. I thought we weren't talking about that, Mike. So, SEC has decided, you know what, they rejected 9 Bitcoin ETFs. I told you guys not to get too excited about whether it gets approved or disapproved. It doesn't really matter. Of course, it's going to influence the Bitcoin price slightly in the short term, but in the long term, it doesn't matter. The community has mixed signals about this. Mr. Antonopoulos is totally against Bitcoin ETFs. He's saying that's not what the crypto community stands for. I see that understanding, but then again, I'm more one of those individuals that kind of cares about the price. The tech's great and all, but in order for the world to really care about it, the money has to be there. That's just how it is. Change is going to be slow, but there's got to be a primary motivating factor behind it, not just, oh, okay, we're going to change the world. Well, money is energy. Under Rule 431, the SEC has to go under a second review of whatever was rejected, and all it takes for that rule to be enacted is essentially one commissioner saying, hey, let's go through it again. And we understand that there is one commissioner that didn't go with the SEC's main decision. I mean, she still approved the SEC's decision at the time, but she stood out and went out on Twitter saying, hey, she doesn't represent what the SEC does. Her own opinion is different, and probably she's the reason why the SEC is taking a secondary look at it. Pierce's Twitter account grew like crazy. Speaking of Twitter, supposedly Elon Musk's Twitter account got hacked. That didn't happen. There was just a secondary fake profile advertising on the real Elon Musk's Twitter page that he's giving out free Ethereum. Anybody falls for that, you're stupid. Case closed. A lot of people are saying that even though they're going under a second review, they're going to get busted again. All of them are going to get rejected. The only real ETF on there out of all of them is still delayed, and the delay is either a good thing or it's really just a bad thing, giving up a lot of people's hopes. That is the SIBO VanEck ETF, but we're going to see about that next month. If it does get rejected at the end of the day, we've been through so many things. The Silk Road arrests and auctions, the Mt. Gox hacking, and then sort of coming back. Yeah, 7 to 8 large major crypto crashes, some of them as much as 91%, 92%. The longest one lasting nearly 430 days. This one is shorter than that. There was times when Bitcoin was closer to a full-out crash and people saying, aha, it was a bubble, it's done with, than this. we're doing just fine. There's still $210 billion on the market. I sold a little bit of my Ripple and Bitcoin. I have paid for 6 months rent. And I enjoy that because it got a little bit of a discount, and just in here mentally, I'm more prepared for work and with you guys. We're gonna kill it. Always negotiate with rent, even if you feel it's weird. Hey, you can save some money, and if you pay up front, if you're able to kind of move around a couple things in the contract, they're gonna definitely go with it. There's been a lot of good updates with a lot of awesome projects recently, and as long as we're able to reduce the amount of scams, increase the amount of people hearing about Bitcoin and really learning about it, slowly adapt to some of the institutional investors and their rules, then I think that we're going for a positive route, whether the Bitcoin ETFs happen or not. And if they don't this year, they might happen next year or 5-10 years from now. Regardless, the New York Stock Exchange, NASDAQ, all the major players definitely want action with Bitcoin, but if not now, then we're going to have to wait a little bit longer, and that's fine. We're in this for the long run anyways, guys, because crypto in its majority is still a very small player to real estate, to the banking industry, to even insurance industries, to travel. We're talking about $200 billion. Jeff Bezos could have that within the next 3 years. But on the other side of the spectrum, don't get upset because 200 billion could turn into a trillion very easily. I mean, last year it was over 800, approaching 900 million. So billion. My name is Michael Cabrera. See you guys tomorrow. Thanks so much for watching. It is 6 in the morning, as always, whenever I record, but I'm excited that my other channel's growing. Hopefully this one gets that growth going soon. Nah, it's doing just fine. So thanks for joining in today.